Greetings everyone, welcome to AK Online Academy. This is Tutor Abednego speaking. So in this session, I'm simply going to be answering the assignment I gave you on trigonometry. In the last session, we looked at the final session actually, we looked at the cosine rule. And I did mention to say, the cosine rule only comes in two versions. The first version is that they will give you a triangle with two sides and an included angle. And then the other version, they will simply give you the sides and they won't give you any angles. So for the one where they give you two sides and an angle, the key is that, let's say this is triangle ABC. Let's say they give you this side here and this side here, they'll give you this angle as well. Okay, if they give you this side here, meaning they'll give you that angle. If they give you this side here, meaning they'll give you that angle. The easiest way to figure this out is that the two sides they'll give you, where those two sides are meeting, they'll also give you the angle. Okay, then the other version is that they'll simply give you the sides and no angle, which is actually what we're going to be looking at. So let us look at the question. In triangle ABC below, AB is, they're just describing the shape we're seeing down here. Calculate angle BAC, the angle at A. So now for this type of equation, I did mention to say the formula is going to be derived from the one used to find the side. So let's assume we're finding side A. So let us actually name this triangle according to the triangle notation. So this side will be named A, the side opposite angle C will be named small letter C, the side opposite angle B will be small letter B. Okay, so meaning our formula will then be A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Alright, and then now I did mention to say, since we're now trying to find the angle at A, we need to make A the subject, okay, of which I showed you how we are supposed to do this. So I said you lift this whole value here, that expression, you bring it to the left. So since it's a negative, it is going to become positive, 2BC cos A plus A squared. Remember, there's already A squared on the left. Once you do that, you now need to make A the subject, so meaning everything else needs to now go to the right. So on the right we have B squared and C squared remaining, so B squared plus C squared. So we'll start by moving the A squared from the left to the right side of the equal sign. So meaning it's going to be B squared plus C squared. So this one is negative, is positive, it will become negative A squared. And then here we're going to divide both sides by 2BC. So just remain with cos A on the left is equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared. We're dividing both sides by what? By 2BC here. So meaning down here we're going to have 2BC. And then we now need to move this cos to the right side as well. So we said when cos or sine cross the equal sign, they become an inverse. So here we're dealing with cos, so it will become cos B squared plus C squared minus A squared, everything over 2BC. So this is now the formula we're going to use to find angle A. So having done this, we can now take the formula up here and start solving. So I already gave you several examples on how to make the angle you're finding the formula. So in this case, because these angles are not given to you in the exam, they'll just give you the one I indicated for the side, which is A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. This is the only formula they'll give you under trigonometry for cosine rule. So I have B squared plus C squared minus A squared, then everything over 2BC. So at this point we simply have to plug in those values, okay, and then solve, and we'll be able to have our answer. So we're going to say A is equal to cos inverse in brackets. So what is B? Our B is 45, so we're going to say 45 squared plus what is C? C is 275. So I have 275 squared minus what is A? A is 300. So I'm going to say 300 squared, then everything over 2, our B is 45 and our C is 275. So we're going to punch what we have there on our calculator. Cos inverse is equal to, so I'll punch everything on top. I'll say 45 squared, 45 squared plus 275 squared minus 300 squared. That's everything I have as a numerator inside the brackets. 45 squared plus 275 squared minus 300 squared, I say equals, and then I'll divide by 2 times 45 times 275. Divided by 2 times 45 times 275, and I press equals. I'm getting a decimal. Initially I'm supposed to get a really small decimal, but let me see if this is correct. Let me just punch again. 45 squared plus 275 squared minus 300 squared, okay, over 2 times 45 times 275. So 45 squared plus 275 squared minus 300 squared over 2 times 45 times 275, and I press equals. Okay, this looks about right. So usually when you do this, you need to get a very small decimal. So negative 0.4989 89899. Then I'll apply the cos inverse at the beginning here. So some calculators will allow you to simply press cos inverse, but some will require that you start by cos and then in the brackets you plug in that decimal. Let me check what mine does. So to apply the inverse function of cos or sine, you need to start by first of all pressing shift if your calculator has shift as a button, or second function if yours uses second function. So let me try. Mine has shift, so I'll say shift, then I say cos, and I press equals. Okay, so mine allows me to do that. If it says syntax error, it simply means you need to first of all start by pressing cos inverse, then in the brackets you write this value and then you press equals, then it will work. So mine has given me 119.9331.947. okay, so meaning our area is going to be equal to 119.9 degrees. For angles, you always round them off to one decimal place. So that's going to be our final answer there, and we are done. We go to the next one. Find the area of triangle. So we have 119 here, 0.9 degrees. Let me just confirm if this is indeed the right assignment. Let me just check in the group what assignment I gave you people. Might be solving the one you gave them as examples again. So okay, yeah, this is a correct assignment. We are good to go. So to find the area of a triangle, a scalene triangle, this is a formula. We use 0.5 BC sine A. So usually this formula is 1 over 2. It's given to you as 1 over 2 BC sine A in the exam question, but then I convert this to a decimal for easy computation. So whichever one you use, you still find the same answer. So area is equal to, now we need these sides. Remember, the small letters represent sides, the capital letters represent an angle. So we said when you're finding the area of a triangle, a scalene triangle, the sides you pick, where they are meeting, you should also know the angle. So if you look at this diagram, the two sides that I've just check marked, where they are meeting at A. The angle is known, so we can actually pick those sides. So I'm going to say 0.5 times 45 times 275 times sine A. The angle where they're meeting there, the one we're just from finding, 1.9 degrees. Then we punch everything, we see what we get. So 0.5 times 45 times 275 times sine 119.9. okay, let me just confirm that I've punched the correct value. 0.5 times 45 times 275 times sine 119. Okay, that gives me 5363.9236 So remember, we said in paper 2 you need to round off your answers to 3 significant figures. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and then we cut here. Then we check the fourth number. If it's less than 5, then it can't round off this number, the 6 upwards. So if it's less than 5, it converts to a 0. Okay, so this therefore is going to be our answer. That is 5360. What units are they using in the question? We check. They're using meters, so that's going to be meters squared, and you are done. We go to finding the shortest distance. We said shortest distance, the formula is just h is equal to 2a over b, where height is the shortest distance, and then a is the area we just found, which is 5360. Everything over b is a distance they're mentioning here. Find the shortest distance from a to bc. So bc is going to be your b. BC is 300, so meaning we're going to say over 300 here. When we punch, what do we get? Let's try to punch and see what we are going to get. So 2 times 5360, that gives me 10,320. And then I divide by 300. That gives me a decimal, which is 35.733. 5.7. How many 3s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Round it off to 2 decimal places. We're going to say 35.73 meters. And that's our shortest distance. And we are done. Okay, we now go to the last question, which is very simple. We've looked at several of these questions. Simplify 18a squared b over 16c cubed d squared divided by 24a over 15c b cubed times 8c squared d cubed over 30a cubed b. So let me scroll down. Yeah, so I'm going to apply the keep change flip. We keep the first fraction the way it is, a squared b over 16c cubed d squared times, we change the sign to multiplication, and then we flip the second fraction, so meaning 15c b cubed goes on top, 24a comes down here. The last one is maintained just the way it is appearing, d cubed over 30a cubed b. Okay, so to simplify this one, we can start with the numbers. We can say 8 there, 1, 8 into 16, that is a 2, and then we can say 2 there, 1, 2 into 18, that is a 9. Okay, so again we can say 9, 3 into 9, that is 3, 3 into 30, that is a 10. Okay, we can say 5 there, 2, 5 there, 3. We've done a lot of this, so don't I'm doing shortcuts because I know you know how to do this. Okay, but the emphasis is you need to be careful, don't miss out any values. D squared times, we have a 3 remaining there, c b cubed over a 24a times, there everything has been cancelled except for the variables. Down there we have a 2, so you can say 3 there, 1, 3 into 24, that should be 8. Okay, everything should be done there. So at this point we can now reduce the variables, so a squared on top So of this a, it can cancel one a from there, remain with 1. There's d squared here, it can cancel 2 d's from there, remain with a d there. Okay, down here we had variables, didn't we? Yes, we had a cubed and b. Okay, so meaning this a can cancel 1a from there, remain with a 2 there. And then for the b's, this b and that b can cancel. Like I mentioned, I'm doing shortcuts because you already know how to do this. Okay, and for the c's, c squared can cancel 2 c's from there, remain with 1 c. Okay, b's are done down here. Okay, we just had 1 b, 2 b's actually. Papa, what else? Okay, I'm just comparing with the original question. Okay, I think we're done cancelling out the values. So here we're just remaining with 3 over just the c remaining there, times here we're just remaining with c b cubed over 8 times there we have d over 2a squared. Okay, that should be pretty much it. Then we multiply everything. Let me just check that I've captured all the values. Okay, there everything is cancelled, just cb cubed. There we just have a d. Down here we have a c, and here we just have 8. There we have a squared. Yeah, that's all. So 3 times everything on top will just give us 3 c b cubed d, 3b cubed d. Actually, we put them in alphabetical order, c d like that, over c times h times 2a squared. That will give us 16 a squared c as our final answer. Then to confirm for the answers, for the numbers, you can divide those fractions. 18 over 16 divided by, so I'm just capturing the numbers to confirm that I reduced the numbers correctly. 15, then I say times 8 over 30. So 18 divided by 16 divided by 24 over 15 times 8 over 30. So that gives me 3 over 16. Let us check, what did I find? 3 over 16. Okay, I've confirmed that those values were correctly reduced. Then always confirm your values. So I can even cancel out from here now to confirm. I know there's a squared here, so it's going to cancel 2 from there. I remain with 1 a there. Okay, there's no other a that's going to be cancelled there, so meaning down here I'm supposed to have a squared. I have my a squared there. I go to b, so there are 4 b's on top. Down here I have 1 b, so I have to have b cubed on top. Correct. I go to the next variable, which is a c. I have 4 c's on top. Down here I have 3 c's, so I need to have 1 c on top. Correct. I go to the d's. I have 3 d's on top, and I have 2 d's down here, so meaning on top I have to have d, and I've confirmed that that is correct. Okay, we proceed to the next one. So the next one is coming from 2016 paper 2. This is actually a specimen. Very simple question as well. You notice to say they just added this extra shape to make a parallelogram, just to sort of confuse students. But initially all you're supposed to focus on is this triangle. That is all. Okay, as you can see, only 3 sides are given, meaning you know automatically this is a cosine rule. So what are we finding? Let's name the triangle using the triangle notation. So the side opposite triangle A is named with the small letter a. The side opposite angle B is named with the small letter b. The side opposite side C, angle C, is named with the small letter c. So what are we finding? We're finding angle ABC, BAC. So meaning it's the same formula like the previous one. So I'm going to say A is going to be equal to cos inverse. Let's see if I remember it. And then here we're going to have B squared plus C squared minus A squared, everything over 2BC. Yeah, that should be correct. That should be what we did in the first one. Yeah, b squared plus c squared minus a squared 2bc, correct? Okay, yeah, so now we plug in those values. So a will be equal to cos inverse, what do we have? What is b squared? B is 90, so we're going to say 90 squared, plus c is what is c? C is 70, so 70 squared, minus a is 100, so I have 100 squared, then everything over 2 times 90 times 70. Okay, a is equal to cos inverse, what do we get in there? So we're going to have 90 squared plus 70 squared minus 100 squared. Okay, and then everything over 2 times 90 times 70. Let me confirm that I've punched the correct values. 90 squared plus 70 squared minus 100 squared over 2 times 90 times 70. Okay, that's correct. I press equals. That should also give me a very small decimal, which is 0.2380 952381 952381. At this point, I'll now press the cos inverse, so I'll simply say shift cos. Okay, and that gives me 76.2258 76.225853. Remember, we said angles, you need to round them off to one decimal place, so it's just going to be 76.2 degrees as the angle at A, 76.2 degrees. So I know to say, to find the area, I'll need to use the same angle. So I'll use the sides C and B, because while they are meeting at A, the angle is also known. Okay, I can even proceed to that question because I know it's one that is coming next. Okay, find the area of the triangle. Find the area of the triangle, and for sure it is 1. So we said the formula is 1 over 2, but I convert the 1 over 2 to a decimal, which is equivalent to 0.5 PC sine A. So the formula is the same whether you're dealing with the sine rule or the cosine rule. So 0.5 times, I'll say 70 times 90, the same sides I mentioned, side C and B. Okay, times sine A is the included angle, which is the one we're just from finding. So meaning our area will be equal to, let us compute. So 0.5 times 70 times 90 times sine 76.2. Let me check that I've punched the correct value. 0.5 times 70 times 90 times 76.2, correct. Okay, so this is giving me area as 3059 .072 982. So rounding this one off to 3 significant figures, we have 1 2 3 block there. The fourth value is greater than 5, so it will round the 5 upwards, so meaning we're going to have 3 0 6, and then it converts to a 0. They're using meters, so we're going to say meters squared, and we are done. Okay, we go to the next one, shortest distance from D to AC. So the formula for shortest distance is 2A over a B, where A is the area we're just from finding, which is 3060, over B is the distance AC. So we check on our diagram, what is AC? AC is 90. So we can go ahead and plug in our 90 down here. So meaning our height will be equal to 2 times 3060, okay, divided by 90. That gives me 68. Let me try again. 2 times 3060 equals divided by 90. Okay, so my shortest distance is 68 meters, and you are done. Okay, and that is basically how we are supposed to answer those questions. Okay, so that is pretty much that. For those that are writing GCE next month, we are going to be having a couple of promotions where we're going to be having some form of crash courses as we revise. So be on the lookout. We're going to have several sessions where we want to help you people pass. So we're going to be revising through several different exam papers. This will be very helpful. Please don't miss. So you can begin putting some monies aside. It will be very, very cheap. Okay, we want people to pass this year. So we are going to be making it very, very cheap. So please, otherwise, be on the lookout. Continue revising exam papers. Even as you watch videos, don't just end at watching videos. Also revise. Okay, mathematics is a practical subject. If you are not revising, you forget these videos, the information you are seeing from these videos. This information will only stick when you are practicing. So please remember to practice, 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 and practice. This has been Tutor Abednego. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.